If you are new to the channel, then subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for further notification. Okay student, welcome you all to this new lecture of GATE electrical circuits. So today we will be solving 5 questions, question number 111, 111 onwards, so until 115. Okay, then let's try to solve these questions. Now if you see 111, the time constant of this circuit they are asking. The time constant of this circuit will be, what will be the time constant of this circuit? Now if you see this one, these things you can easily simplify, and you can simplify the circuit as a single capacitor because it is series parallel only. So if you see this one, if my circuit gets simplified, so this will be 1 and 1 parallel is 2, because in capacitor it will be directly added, then 2 is with 1, then 2 into 1 by 2 plus 1, so it is 2 by 3 farad. Now what I told you, to see the R equivalent, you see from this side through the capacitor by shorting, by killing the source. So current source will be killed by opening it. Now if you open it and if you look, so this side, these two are in series, these 3. So your R equivalent will be 6. Now you know your capacitor, you know your resistance, so your time constant T equal to RC. 6 into C is 2 by 3, so which is 4 seconds. That is your option C. Now if you see 112, in the figure shown all elements are ideal. The time T equal to 0 minus, S remained closed, so it was charged initially, this capacitor, and if the voltage across the VC2 of the capacitor at 0 minus was 0, so it was not charged. The voltage across the capacitor of the combination at T equal to 0 plus, what will be the capacitor? So because it is capacitance and both the capacitance are connected in series, so the voltage across this capacitor here, so what you can think of, it is of, because this is initially connected at this, so this is already charged at 3 volt. So this one, if I mention it in this way, 3 volt, and this capacitor C1, and there is a capacitor C2, but this is not separated. You think this all, because we do this one just for our analysis purpose, but these two are same. So what if the voltage across C1 they ask, then you have to calculate this, then you have to add 3 also, that is the voltage across C1, because this is inside this is not separated. If there is no separate battery, the capacitor itself was supplying this. So for our simplicity, for numerical purpose, what we do, we separate the initial condition and we keep it as a current, as a capacitor with 0 initial condition. That is for our consideration, that's it. Now if you see, because this is, so the voltage across these two will be equal, both the voltage will be equal, V1 should be equal to V2, that is V. Now V equal to Q into Q equal to CV, so V equal to Q by C. So here it will be Q1 by C1, this capacitor will be, and here it will be Q2 by C2. So now what is the charge they stored? They initially, this capacitor, because whatever charge stored, now it is on, means all the charge will be shared by these two, and the charge flow will be equal. Q1 should be equal to total charge, that is whatever charge you got, voltage should be equal, V1 V2, because they are connected in parallel. So whatever charge it stored, so the sum of the total charge will be that charge only, because charge will not be coming from outside. So whatever the initial charge it stored, 3 volt, so initial charge, that is Q0, if I say C0 V0, here C is my, this capacitor only charged, which is C1 is given, how much it is given, 1 farad, this is 1, this is 2, so 1 into what is the voltage, 3, so 3 coulomb charge has been stored. So your Q1 plus Q2 should be equal to 3 coulomb, means when you have shorted it, when the balance occurred, because both the voltage become equal, then there will be no flow, so whatever charge it gathered, total charge will be 3 coulomb only, that's much only, because charge we have not putting extra. So this one you got. Now from here also you will find a relation between Q1 and Q2. What will be the relation? Q1 by Q2 is equal to C2 by C1. What is C2 by C1? 2 is to 1. So you can put it now. So Q1 equal to 2Q2, 2Q2 plus Q2 equal to 3. So your Q2 will be equal to 1 coulomb. C1 by C2. You can see Q1 by Q2 is equal to C1 by C2. I did a mistake. Correct it. So C1 is 1 by 2. So your Q2 is 2Q1. So that means 3Q1 equal to 3, which means Q1 equal to 1. So once you know Q1, that means Q2 equal to 2 coulomb. Now if you know this charge, you can find this voltage, because this voltage, why we always got in that derivation also, LC derivation also, we always calculated the voltage across L, that give me the voltage across C1. Because if I calculate for this, then I have to calculate this, then plus 3, that will be my answer, total voltage across this C1. Only calculating across C1 will not give me the answer, because we have separated 3 volt from it. So including this 3 will give me the answer. That's why you calculate this side, because this side single calculation will give you. So what will be V? This Q is equal to C is 2 into this voltage, which is V2. V2 is nothing but my V. So V2 will be equal to 1 volt, which is my voltage across this one. So this is my answer. You can say with this you can find 1 volt with V1 also. V1, what I told you in LC circuit. Now if you calculate the current, then you calculate this voltage, then this plus this will give you this voltage. Okay, that is done. That is okay for normal calculations. But here, because you are calculating charge directly, in that calculation we calculate just simply I. What charge it stored we have not done. But here we have already calculated what is the charge it is showing, 1 coulomb. That means after doing all this final addition or whatever the inside the capacitance, everything is taken care of. That means when it is at balance condition, everything has been taken care, and total charge that is stored by it is 1, including these 3 also. So these 3 will not be added here. So here V1 will be simply Q1 by C1, 1 volt. So that's why it is better always you go by this voltage. So you will never get confused when to add, when to not add. In LC circuit you need to add this plus this, because there we have calculated I. You don't know the charge across inside it. But here we have directly calculated charge. So here only this be, if I calculate V1, a voltage of this one using this Q1 C1, because Q1 is the net charge stored, then there is no need of this one. So that's why you always calculate they ask you voltage across this, you calculate here, because here it is simple, no addition, nothing is there, where there is no initial condition. So it becomes easy. So go by this way, you will always, there will be always a correct answer. You will not get confused when to add and when to subtract, when not to add. The switch in the circuit has been closed for a long time and opened at t equal to 0. At t equal to 0 plus the current through the 1 micro ohm capacitor is microfarad capacitor. It was closed for a long time. Very good. So if it is closed for a long time, that means it is fully charged. So up to how much it will charge? If it is, so when it was closed and the circuit was in steady state, that means I am drawing the circuit for 0 minus. 0 minus means circuit is at steady state, it is fully charged. So this is the condition. So how much voltage it will charge, you can think. So 5 will be divided in this ratio, this 4 volt. So the initial voltage Vc 0 minus is equal to 4 volt, which is also equal to Vc 0 plus. Now when the switch is open now, has been closed and it is open, so this direction should be in this direction. So it is opened at t equal to 0. Now current through the 1 farad capacitor. Now once this is opened, now your circuit will look like there is a capacitor and it has initial current this side, because this side will not come into the picture. This is 1 microfarad capacitance, this is 4 volt and a resistance. So now what will look like, I have separated the initial condition. This is my ideal capacitor, so at 0 plus it will be short, so the all current will be due to this resistance 4. So what will be the current flowing through this capacitor? So this IC will be 4 by 4, that is 1 ampere. So it is as simple as it is, that is your option B. Next, if you see 114 in the LC circuit shown in the figure, has a inductance of L this much and C in the initial current through the inductor is 0, while the initial voltage is 100. The switch is at the current through I is in there. So again, this is that LC circuit that we have done in question number 105. You take a reference of that LC circuit, how the derivation is done. I am not doing the derivation, I am directly writing the answer here. So what was my answer in that case? I am writing here. You can check root LC B0 by L sine, it was omega 0, that is root LC T. So this was my answer. Now you can apply it here easily. You have all the values, you have all C's and L's given to you. L is 1 milli, so I think you can apply it. 1 milli, then 10 micro divided by 1 milli. What is V0 initially, what is the voltage it is charged up to 100 volt sine, but calculator should be in radian. That's the important thing. minus things into just t, just the expression they are asking, not t. So if you do it, you will find your answer is 10 sine 10 to the power 40, 10 sine 10 to the power 40. That is your option D. So you refer this question from where I have there I have derived it. I have derived it in IS format. IS was something in S format, S square plus 1 by LC was that format. So you can easily find out it was V0 by L something. So you can take inverse, you will find it. So you can see here it is coming. So you need 1 by LC, root LC here. So for that you will multiply by root LC. So that's why there is a root LC. Due to this root LC, this root LC is coming into the picture. So you can refer to that. So coming to question number 115. So again the following capacitors C1 and C2, they are ideal capacitors. C has been charged in 12 volt before it was closed at 0. Find IT. So for IT we need to just try to do it in Laplace. So C1 and this capacitor voltage we have separated because it has 12 volt. So in Laplace 12 by S, 1 by SC1, 1 by SC2. So what will be I? This by this. So you got a I which is a constant, 12 into some C1 C2 by SS will get cancelled, C1 C2 by C1 plus C2, some constant of this fashion, some constant. So what will take in, if you take inverse, what is the inverse of constant? Laplace inverse of constant, it is delta function, that is your unit impulse function. It will not be unit impulse, it will be k delta, but that is not idea. The idea is an impulse function, that's it. So it is an impulse, but by seeing the circuit also you can feel it will be impulse. How? Because both the capacitors are ideal, that means no resistance is there, so the time constant is 0. So whatever happen, it will happen in fraction of second, just momentarily it will happen. When you switched on, this capacitor will get evenly balanced, like your question number 112, where it was both the charged voltage was balanced and they have taken the equal total charge, distributed them as per their ratings. So whatever they distribute their charge here also, that will be done in fraction of second, because no time constant is there, no R is there. So there will be a current for momentary duration. Momentary duration means 0 duration. For 0 duration there will be a current. So for 0 duration, what current? That is a high current for a 0 duration. That is nothing but your impulse. It will take no time to keep that balance. Both the voltage will be equal. So that is your impulse. Okay, then that's all. If you like the video, then press the like button and please give your valuable comments in the comment section.